welcome to Third Wheel, the show where we discuss anything that we want to talk about, and then we also hate each other for playing stupid games that we make up on the spot. I'm Steven, and I'm joined by Brandon and Grace. Hello, Grace.
Hello.
Is this going to be a reoccurring thing? An episode trait, Grace just doesn't say hello anymore.
Oh, what? Oh, wait, are we starting?
Were you not aware of that? I'm sorry. I should have made that more clear. I definitely should have made that more clear.
No, you did not make that clear.
Do you want me to do it again?
Nah. It's fine. Hey, guys, welcome back to the Third Wheel Podcast, where apparently I can't listen or hear.
Alright. Brandon.
I can't help it, guys. Yeah. I have a hearing problem. It's called selective listening. A lot of people struggle, okay? It's a real thing.
Yeah, I know it's a real thing.
Like teachers. But I'm a teacher, so I can self-diagnose.
You have the authority to.
Exactly.
I have the credentials.
I do not, but I think I cannot emphasize this enough. I am an educator, not a teacher. There's a difference. I am an instructional aide. And I also work at a private school where credentials are not required. I cannot emphasize that enough. There's a huge difference. Don't come at me thinking that, like, oh, you're doing something illegal because you don't have credentials. No, no, I'm not required to have credentials. Don't. Yeah, no.
Illegal crime. What's been new with you guys? What's been going on? What's new since we last convened? Whoa.
Okay, sorry, my microphone is really sensitive. I was like trying to blow hair out of my face, and apparently a fucking tornado came in.
Yeah. Let's do it with you guys.
I hit my elbow on my chair and now I'm in pain.
That sounds like a personal problem.
Yeah.
It's the last time we convened. That's the only interesting thing that's happened to you.
Wait, Steven.
No.
Huh?
Steven.
Huh?
You're 20, right?
Yeah.
20 today?
Yeah.
I'm older than you?
Yeah.
That's really sad.
Yeah, that's your fault.
Okay.
Yeah, live with that. Yeah.
I should have been born later because I was like a week earlier than my official due date. And I like to say that it's the only time in my life I've ever been early anywhere.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I don't know if I was early or not. I just know that I was the fourth, so everything was easy at that point. So, Brandon, you hurt your arm. That's the only interesting thing that's happened to you since we last convened.
I've done other things. I joined my university's cyber club.
Nerd.
That's nice.
I'm learning hacking skills.
Please stay away from all of my IP addresses. Please don't touch any of them.
I decided I'm going to stay at a job that causes me lots of emotional pain because I think I can negotiate a higher salary. Everybody's leaving because of how awful it is.
What if you can't negotiate a higher salary?
I'm gonna head out.
Flip his table.
I mean, to be fair, I have a slightly higher salary than my coworkers because of my major. So, $1 whole more.
Yay! I mean, in a salary based, in an hourly based, that is pretty good.
Mhm.
That's relatively better.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Brandon, what are we doing today? Brandon was the third wheel last time, so he has.
Which I would like to point out to some freaking bullshit because Steven got to know what it was ahead of time and I didn't.
He knows
this
the concept.
Blatant favoritism.
He knows the concept.
Yeah, but that means that he has time to think of what he wants to say.
Real quick, for those of us.
Know the topic.
Real quick! For those of you who are new to the podcast and don't understand how this works, basically how it is that at the end of every episode, there's a third wheel determined by just blatant rules, other things, incompetence, stuff like that. The third wheel then gets to pick the topic of the next episode, and the ground rule is you always have to have a chance to be the third wheel. Because, we look for those ways. It's funny when someone's third wheel multiple times. In Brandon's case, almost being a third wheel 4 times in a row. Hilarious.
Funny.
No, because Brandon lost last time and was deemed the third wheel because he has a potty mouth. Yeah,
He's doing
the
so
topic
well.
today. I don't think you can
Did
define
you-
doing so well when you got 2 points in 1 second.
Yeah. Did we ever correct that? Because I know originally we had said that it was a tie.
Why are you sharing your screen?
So
I swear to
We'll
God,
keep
if there's
talking.
another wheel,
No, there
it's
is
not.
another wheel. Not for us though.
I will try. I'm a woman.
No.
That's like the one thing I'm good at, emotional manipulation.
No, and to answer your question, Grace, no, we did not ever clarify. It didn't matter. Brandon lost anyways when I was editing. I'm
Yeah,
lazy.
just to clarify, last time, we said it was a tie. Upon further examination, it turns out that Brandon has a filthy mouth.
And because
he
this one's
cursed
not
twice.
because this one's not explicit, because this one is explicit, Brandon said you need to shut your fucking mouth, and then when he realized what he did, he shouted damn it,
Damn it.
and then he realized what he did again and went no. It was the best 3 seconds that I've ever listened to of Brandon losing his mind. But anyways, I have to
Alright.
watch.
I love it when
this.
we're uncensored.
You don't have to watch anything. It's just if you want to know.
Wouldn't this
and
give
stuff.
someone an unfair advantage? Because can you see when it happens?
No.
Okay. I will not, for reasons that we will explain in a second, I will not be sharing this random timer to the
No,
YouTube. This is
yeah,
not a
no.
visual because we learned that it is a light sensitivity warning.
Yeah.
Anyways, Brandon, you explain what we're doing.
All right. I guess the game we're going to be doing today, I picked up from another podcast named Distractable. Those
Why
you
do you
listen
guys
to it
listen to
might,
podcasts?
might be familiar.
She
with
says
this.
on a podcast.
I know. I was being satirical.
It's
Oh.
how you practice.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
guess.
So-
I'm sorry. I am at work with small children.
Make a
8
podcast about
hours
that.
a day. I'm sorry. They steal all my emotion, all my inflection, all like my energy.
They rob.
Wow, you have a loose tooth? What is that? Like your 4th one? Wow. I'm sorry.
Alright.
I can't. I am
the,
happy for them. Just slightly less so every time.
Just every day, I'm just less happy.
Every day, another tooth.
Every day they lose another tooth. It's the
Yeah,
same
that's-
kid, and I'm starting to question things. But you know what? That's not my job.
They like it. It's like a victory walk all the way to the office to have like a little box to put their little tooth in.
Well, yeah.
Except for the
because-
one time, the first time I ever took a kid to get a box older tooth and I lost the tooth.
I thought-
it's-
They're gonna say I lost the kid.
So, okay, first of all, I found it, so it was fine. I backtracked. We found it. Second of all, shout out to the mom because she didn't panic. She didn't even flinch because I was very honest. I was like, oh, what happened? We need to go back and look for it. She didn't flinch. She didn't freak out. She didn't panic because she's like, my mom says that when you lose a tooth, the tooth fairy will go back and find it because she's like, she just tracks it down with her iPad. And I'm like, wow, we are in like another generation now.
I feel
They're
like
gonna-
that's.
She's like, yeah, she uses her iPad to track down the lost tooth while I'm sleeping.
I feel like that's gearing a child to hide their tooth in the most obscure way possible, so their parents have to go on like a treasure.
No,
I would
because
do that as a kid.
well, that's the thing though. Parents set the rules. It's only if you lose it though, because the tooth fairy doesn't like to play games. So if you do that, then she won't give you like her money or whatever. parents are very like methodical. I mean, unless you aren't, and then they make their lives hell. But I would be I know children too well. I would be very methodical and like thought out with it because children.
We're gonna learn that Santa's sleigh is no longer powered by 9 reindeer that are named. It's gonna be powered by 9 Teslas that have the license plates.
I thought you were gonna say like Toyota.
On the back of Santa's sleigh, it says
I just-
"Let's go places."
Anyway, Brandon, continue on.
All right, so we will be discussing quite a different number of things today.
Wow, that's crazy.
numbers.
It's almost like
Except-
that's what you do on a podcast.
Now
Just
we'll
talk.
be doing multiple topics today. However, the little game that comes with it is that I have a random timer here that is set to go off anywhere between 1 or 5 minutes. If you are the one talking when this timer goes off, I have a random number generator here where you can get anywhere from 1,000 to -1,000 points.
You need to do me a favor. You need to go
Wow.
down and you need to click that random.org because that's the only random number generator that I trust.
Random.org.
You can do negatives.
I love that.
Shout out to random number generator at random.org.
Totally sponsored.
You might notice
Just kidding. We're never
there's
sponsored.
you might notice that there's another random number.
You totally
generator
didn't
here.
just type it.
No one
Totally
Um,
just watch you set it up right now.
Except the twist that I'm adding to this game is
How is
more
there a twist?
for my personal this personally for me.
You gonna do truth or dare?
I listened to I've been listening to our past few episodes and I realize I
Oh, so
say
you're
the
stealing Steven's bit from Jeopardy.
word, no. I realize that I say the word "like" a lot when I'm not comparing something or something.
Yeah,
that-
You do. It's kind of like how when I'm telling a story and I say essentially. Like
I
50
used that
times.
exact same thing when Brandon told me that. I was just like,
So-
you and Grace, man.
So
I just
I know.
pause.
this while yes, we will be playing this game. I'm also using this episode as a means to help myself break out of that. So my own personal rule for myself is that if myself or you guys catch me saying the word "like" in a not appropriate like
Like
I
there?
just,
Right
yeah,
there?
like I did just round
Spin it!
that.
Start yourself off with the negatives, buddy. Let's go.
if I do that, I have to do the random number generator, but I only have the possibility to lose points.
All right, spin the thing.
That being said,
Wow,
though,
dude,
because
That's self-sabotage right there.
well, no, here's the thing, because
Here's the thing.
I'm doing this, and because I will be directing most of the conversation, it'll be mostly you and Steven talking. I'll share my stories, of course, but it'll be mostly you guys setting off the
Yeah,
the
just
timers.
the two of us.
So I'm going to be starting out with a methodical 7,500 points.
Okay.
It was between 5,000 and 10,000. 5,000. I realized that I could also still lose points if I like I just did right now.
But I feel like
Um,
I feel attacked right now though because I think I try to break out of things that I say if it's pointed out to me. According to Brandon and another one of our friends, I've stopped doing this because I've caught myself doing it, and so I've stopped. But I used to be really condescending. Well, I used to be more condescending. Because whenever I disagreed or they were disagreeing with me, but I didn't like that, I used to say, "What you need to realize."
Oh, I do remember that. I do remember
I used-
hearing that a lot. Not directed
Yeah.
at me, but
No, but I didn't realize how often I was saying it. Sometimes I don't even hear myself, and so I forget how. But I literally, I asked, I like asked something that I do that like they think is annoying or something, and they're like, "What you need to realize," and I was like, "I don't say that often," Brandon, and then he just did not say anything. That man was silent. And then since then, I like started hearing myself say it all the time, and I was like, "Oh shit, I am condescending." So I feel like I've gotten better. When you point it out, I get better.
Mm-hmm.
Like, way better. Like,
But
Like,
I felt like 5,000 would be too low. I felt 10,000 would be too high, so I just went right in the middle with 7,500.
Sounds
so
pretty good.
yeah,
still a weirdly high number.
Oh no,
he's gonna
'cause
lose it really
I was
fast.
I
gonna
know, but still.
But yeah, if I just say like when I'm not comparing something, or if it's not something similar to I feel like or something like that, then you guys have to call me out on it, and I will lose whatever amount of points the random number.
All right.
So, are you guys ready?
Probably.
No.
Our first topic of discussion for today. Describe your perfect meal.
In terms of like what?
Like homemade meal or like
whatever you want. Like
okay, well like homemade meal is different than like pickup meal.
Exactly.
Well, if you were going to die tomorrow or in the next hour or something like that, and you could pick absolutely anything, any style of whatever you want, like what do you want?
Okay, but that depends. Like, damn it. I know it's not me, but still, now I'm hearing myself. I know it's not me, but like for example, no, that doesn't work. I'm trying to force it.
Should I start?
Yes. We're talking. We're talking the topic.
Okay, so I know. Okay, I feel like my answer would change depending on whether or not like how, like would I be a regular amount of hungry, like I just eat until I'm full, or I can eat as much as I want.
I think Brandon's saying it's like it's death row. You're on death row and you get your last meal.
Why?
You get
Okay,
your
well,
final
why?
meal.
Okay, that depends. Why am I on death row?
You killed a child at your preschool. You're getting in your kindergarten. You drop kicked one of your kindergartners and they died.
Baby back ribs.
That's not okay. That's not okay.
No, honestly.
Wait, boneless or not boneless?
You turn this episode to super explicit.
No, I think honestly, I would want something like home cooked by my mom or my grandma because they have really similar cooking styles for obvious reasons. But I don't know. Like when everything is handmade and they make it, it's just really good because they're always one. Fuck.
All right.
What was that noise that came out of you, Brandon? Oh my god!
I didn't think it was gonna. I didn't think it was gonna make the. Could you guys hear the noise that it was making?
No.
Oh
no.
Okay. It was making a loud, flashy noise that was hurting me, so I did my mom's noise from regular show.
That's not what I heard at all.
What did you hear?
I just heard you scream.
Oh, hold on. Let me see if I can stream it so you actually everyone.
I don't want to hear it. No, I don't want to hear it.
It's too late.
No, I'm not gonna watch the stream. Then no, that's gonna be that'll be so disruptive to everything.
Well, that's how we know that the timer goes off.
We are talking about the timer right now. That's how we're knowing the timer's going off.
Well, I'll go back to how I was. But
yeah, please do
Grace.
that. please do.
Grace.
Yeah.
Are you ready for your points?
I guess.
All right. Ooh, negative 227.
Sounds about right.
Thanks.
Starting off strong.
All right. Do you remember what you were talking about?
Food.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. It's timer starting again. Go.
But no, I really like the homemade aspect of my family's cooking, specifically my mom's side.
Fair enough.
Bro, homemade mashed potatoes. That's all I'm gonna say.
I would probably have to say I would live simple, right? I don't need something super extravagant. Also, I'm not very, I don't have a very big palate for food. I haven't branched out a lot more than I probably should. I think I would be fine with a simple quesadilla from Qdoba.
Well.
my steak chicken and bean quesadilla from Qdoba. I think that would
I love
satisfy
that.
me. I love it. It is probably my favorite thing. No one really likes Qdoba, but you know what?
It's really hard for me to tell because like I don't have like a favorite go-to dish. Like it really
Exactly.
I'm one of those
yeah.
people where like even though I'm really picky, I'm really passionate about food. So if I'm like in the mood for something in particular, it's hard for me to want to like settle for something else.
That's fair.
So it's hard to really say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your question is bogus, Brandon.
What about you,
Well,
Brandon?
Well,
Brandon.
I'd probably pick that one steakhouse in Old Folsom. I really
Sutter's
do.
Steakhouse?
Yeah, I.
Oh, the one we
enjoy
went to for
their-
my birthday? That was so good.
Yeah, I
Steakhouses
enjoyed
are where
their-
it's at.
I enjoyed
No,
their
that one's, like,
steaks,
bougie.
and I remember, and I really enjoyed
Ain't no Texas
their
Roadhouse.
mashed potatoes as well.
Their cheesy mashed
are pretty
potatoes are godly.
good. Yeah, but honestly, that and then some garlic bread, and then just some water. That'd be good for me.
Some water?
Just some water.
Yeah.
You
No.
know I'm
Gotta
going
get-
out with
gotta get
so
my
much
water
Dr.
intake.
Pepper.
The
You know I'm
lack of
going out
garlic bread.
so bad.
The lack of garlic bread was the downfall of that menu, though.
you know I'm going out with cases of Dr. Pepper.
I worry for your health.
Hey, I'm dying the next day. My health doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah, I
Bring
guess
it
that's
on. Bring it on. I'll find a way to get drunk off of soda.
You guys ever hear about
I
that
think
guy on
that's
death
sugar,
row that ordered like a ton of stuff, and then he also requested a pie for later, but then
Oh no!
Yeah. Yes. And this is weirdly relevant, but I was on Instagram earlier today, and it was a clip from Monsters Inc. where the main guy is chasing after Sully carrying the child, and it said
Boo?
pedophiles asking for Boo. It said pedophiles asking for their last meal on death row, and it's just the main guy going, Sullivan, give me that child.
Oh god!
Love
no.
it. Just reminded me of that based on the conversation. I love that so much. But yeah, I think simplicity with my quesadilla is where I would
If you
go.
want more references to cannibalism, then head over to our series,
my
The
God.
Forest, and Mr. Boatcraft on YouTube.
I do appreciate all of the advertising that is happening while I'm recording.
Well, you complain that I don't do it while we're recording.
Yeah, because you don't. You do it so much off camera, and I'm just like,
I know.
flip it.
That's what makes it funny.
Yeah, it's a great bit, but it's also just great content. It's such a great slide.
The fact that
I'm
nobody's
gonna get
listening
jump
is the
scared.
bit.
Brandon, you want your just simple glass of water, you simple man.
Yeah. I
See,
gotta
now I'm
stay hydrated.
promoting. Before I'm making fun of you, but now I'm promoting.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
See, when the timer goes on this long, I feel like I'm just gonna get jump scared. You know?
Well, then just don't look at it.
Anticipating.
Yeah, it's
But
crazy.
it's
It's almost
taking
like
up
you'll
my
get negative
screen.
220 points.
I forgot that I'm winning right now.
It's taking
Wow.
over my screen, and so I can't really change it.
Alright.
All right.
That's you,
I think it's the
Brandon.
light.
That's you. That is
That's
you.
the
I'm waiting
light.
for it to be like 30 seconds.
That's you, Brandon.
All right.
He has it in
well,
minutes, not seconds. It's
Alright.
minimum 1 minute.
Okay.
Well, let's see what happens to. Oh, okay. I'll take 460.
You know, Brandon, if you did it between 5 seconds and then 3,000 seconds, it would be between 1 second and 6 minutes.
Want me to do that?
If you want. I don't know if it's in increments of just 1 minute or in minutes. or
Just
not.
leave it. It's fine.
I want to go
I
off in
could do
5
that, yeah.
seconds. I like it going
That'd
off
be
just
kinda
right
funny.
away again.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can do it in 5 seconds and then 3,000 seconds, and that's 300 seconds is what I meant.
I was gonna say.
Don't
wait
do
a second,
3,000. Don't do 3,000.
That
That's
math ain't
60.
mathin'.
That's an hour. Don't do that.
All right. All right.
That math ain't
Well,
mathin'.
Before I start the next topic,
You know you can turn off the flashing, right? And you know you could change the alarm sound. Did you just not look at anything else?
I'm gonna go with the chimes. All right. Before I start this next one, I'll.
There's three extra options, and you just didn't look at any of them.
Well, hold on.
I fear for you a little
just
bit.
Chimes. Okay, I want the chimes. Okay, so as the points stand right now, Grace has negative 227. Steven,
I'm aware.
You have 0. I have 7,964.
Listen, the game isn't about winning; it's about not losing. Right now, I'm not losing.
Before I start the timer, our next topic, we're going to talk about some music phases we've gone through from our younger days to now. And it could be anywhere from just genre phases or band phases, whatever you want. All right.
Okay.
Starting
I guess I can kick us off first. Gracie, you want to just kind of alternate back and forth between these?
Yeah, sure.
All right, cool. So I guess I would. Someone hit something. The first thing that I did with music was that I had a guitar when I was like 6. I was learning how to play guitar. I had like an actual teacher who was going to active classes, and it was at my church, which is like 2 miles away from my house. So it was just, hey, I gotta walk here, and that's basically it. My sister would walk me to the church, and we would just do some guitar lessons. It was like once every Saturday or whatnot. That was like my first introduction to guitar. I didn't pick it back up until like. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, did I get points? Is that what happened?
You did. You
Okay,
can finish your story though.
No.
Okay.
I had such a short story to tell anyway.
All right. Before I do this, should I just clarify? Would you guys like to finish your stories, or are you fine getting interrupted so you can maximize your
interrupted? I want more points, bro. Okay. Give me points. Unless I lose points, then.
You ready, Steven?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Ooh, 683. Dang, bro.
Cool.
Okay.
Cool. Do you have like 3 calculators right now, or are you just writing these down on a piece
I'm writing these down.
Oh, okay.
3 separate calculators.
I don't know
at my fingertips.
I don't know how you're operating. You got a phone, you got a calculator, maybe you have another pocket calculator. Alright, well, anyways, yeah, I play guitar, didn't pick it back up until my junior year of high school, and when I also learned how to play the ukulele around the same time, later wanted to play piano, and I just got a violin too, so.
Oh, I love violin.
Yeah, I need to learn it, but but yeah, I just got a violin too. So like my music phase went from not musically competent at all to just self-teaching myself a bunch of different instruments. I mean, we all went through the 5th grade phase of the recorders, so that's all. That's kind of just a common thing. But yeah, I went from no music knowledge whatever to just having a bunch of instruments that I don't know how to play to their fullest capabilities, but I'm okay with that for now.
I was learning how to play violin and.
Ooh.
I just had to talk for like 2 more seconds.
God damn it!
Unless you lose points.
You have the opportunity to.
Unless you
know
lose
what?
points,
I don't
I'm glad
trust
I stopped talking.
All right, let's see. Ooh, 740.
Damn it!
You're still higher because I have negative 200 whatever.
But I could be so much higher. I could have been so much higher.
All right, Grace, that puts you at 513.
Why are you doing an act? No, don't do an active. Don't do an active. Let's just tally it up at the end.
Okay, all right. You want it to be a surprise? All right.
Yes, absolutely. Because it'll also be a surprise to you, and that's if you got 3rd wheel. That'd be funny. So.
All right.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Like. No.
Yeah, like.
Alrighty.
Go for it.
Starting time.
So in high school, I had started to learn how to play the violin, and my mom offered to buy me a violin at the end of my senior year. and I really regret not taking her up on it because
Oh, what?
I still really, really want to learn how to play the violin. The only problem is that I just don't
Wow.
have enough
Grace.
time.
All right, Grace.
Speaking of time, God, I love that
Alright,
it just
that was a
is
pretty
17
quick
seconds
one.
long. I love that.
Ooh.
See, this is why I don't trust this.
You can give like one word sentences, and I'll just I'll just keep going.
Alright. As you're saying.
I'm scared.
Yeah,
But
you
anyway,
don't have the time.
anyway, basically, growing up as a child, Avril Lavigne made me feel like such a bad bitch. Like, for real, I was like, she somehow encouraged me to be like, yeah, take that bitch's man.
Oh.
Yeah, no, she made me feel powerful, man. So basically, it was like pop all the way up until like high school where I started to diversify into different genres, none
Mhm.
particularly, especially into musical theater, obviously, and I'm still kind of heavily into that. So now it's like a mix between like songs I learned from TikTok and musicals.
Yeah. No, my music also changed. I went from a kid who every car ride would only hear K-Love, K-Love music. So that was the only music I ever learned, and I still think that the music I heard growing up was better music just in general now than the music that's coming out that's being played on K-Love.
Yeah.
I definitely think the oldies were a lot better, and they fill my Apple my Apple playlist. But I went from a kid who only listened to your typical G.
Alright,
Hit me
Steven.
-1,000. Do it. All right.
Dang, you're wow. Okay, you got
Random.org
hit with
generated.
768
Random.org
points.
has my back, man. All right. I don't know what to
You
say.
vouched for it, I guess, and now it's playing favorites.
It's vouching for me now, yeah. But yeah, I went from your K-Love listening kid, and now I mainly listen to alternative music, R&B, and also like rap, which is
Yeah.
just yeah. But I listen to smaller artists that I also found on TikTok, so and I show 'em my local, not really local, but still local support for them smaller artists.
Yeah, I think TikTok is really hit or miss when it comes to music though, because you can either find really, really great stuff, or songs are getting really like blown up out of proportion, even though the songs kind of suck because of one
Oh yeah,
specific like verse that's becoming like an audio.
yeah.
So I
It's
feel like
like
it's getting like unnecessary attention, and now I have to listen to it like 5 times on the way to work.
yeah, that's why you gotta find them small artists. That's why that no one really knows. Like, not a lot of people know about them, but they're still big enough to where like they will be releasing content on a regular basis. That's where it's at. My TikTok
mean-
has nothing of like mainstream stuff, and I'm proud of that.
Yeah.
I've gone.
Oh,
to
you're
many
not like
different
other
bands
boys,
with-
Steven. But
I'm special.
growing up and even now, I'm like not a huge one, but I'm kind of a Swiftie. I love Tay Tay, and
No.
somehow by the luck of God, I managed to get Eras tour tickets.
Oh.
Which, if you guys don't remember, the viewers at home, there was that whole Ticketmaster
Yeah.
scandal where her tickets like sold out immediately for way like overpriced whatever, and it never even made it to like what's it called, like public general seating. It never even made it to
Oh yeah,
general seating.
general seating. Yeah.
So yeah, now they're being sued.
Yay.
It doesn't
Yeah.
matter because it didn't affect me.
I still can't get over just like you might not come across as a Swiftie, but when you said I'm a Swiftie, I love Tay Tay, there's no
okay.
concern. There's not a doubt in anyone's mind after that.
No, I don't actually call her Tay Tay. I more do it for like satirical purposes. 'cause I think it's
that was just like
'cause
wow.
I think it's funny when other people do it. Just I don't know. I find it absolutely hilarious. I don't hate on those people. I laugh like your best friends. I don't know. I find it really, really funny. I am, however, really upset because it's called the Eras tour because it's like all of her eras like in
Mhm.
music together in
Mhm.
one concert. Although it's gonna be mainly like Midnights and like folklore and more of her like newer stuff.
And yeah.
She's not gonna have my favorite album, which is Speak Now.
Really?
Which so she's not gonna have my favorite, so that kind of sucks. Probably because she hasn't gotten around to like doing her like Taylor's version of that album yet. I'm assuming that has something to do with it. Swifties, if you're listening on here and I'm 100% wrong, I apologize. Like I said, I'm a
Sorry
part-time
to
Swiftie.
sorry to offend you.
Yeah.
With my lack
Sorry,
of knowledge.
y'all are crazy. Not as dangerous as the Beehive, but
The Beehive.
yeah. Have you never heard of the Beehive before?
It's been so long.
Dude, the Beehive is still as aggressive as ever.
I'm sure.
Well,
All right, Grace is getting some points.
Or no,
I don't think
Well,
so.
negative is still a value.
Ooh, she got 567 points.
Ha! Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the day that I get negative 1,000.
I'm hoping for it.
I'm just
Yeah,
writing
Good luck.
down what you're getting each time. I haven't tallied
Okay,
these
Good,
yet.
covered
good.
that.
Don't
Moving on.
don't do that. Otherwise, you're cheating, and
Oh.
I think you're the third wheel.
Okay. But I personally have gone through many different band phases growing up.
We've
Your
seen your
playlist
trumpet.
scares me.
We've seen your trumpet phase.
That's my musical playing journey. I'm talking about what I listen to.
Yeah, I listen to your music taste in the car. It's just like, it's what I imagine instruments screaming would be like.
It's
Okay.
people who mastered an instrument, and that's saying something, because the music we listen to nowadays is people knowing how music theory works, but not how it translates to the actual instrument. I
you
will
guys-
die on this hill.
No, I 100% agree. Did you guys hear about like that scandal where there was where was it Drake? They released like a new song or whatever that was completely like written by AI.
Oh, yes.
And they
Yeah.
got major like backlash because they're like, what the hell's like the point of music if it's not like a self-expression of yourself?
It was ghost written by artificial intelligence. Yes,
Yeah,
I did see
because
that.
that's like the entire point is like human expression, and if you take the point out of it, then it's just monetization.
Grace got a point. Grace just gets some points. Grace is...
Dang, she got 665.
You want to add one more to that?
665?
No, yeah, just add
666.
Just add one more point to that.
600 and oh,
Like 666.
Brandon's a little slow today.
I'm being careful with what I say because I don't want to lose points. Oh,
Like, what do you mean?
no, I'm not falling for. Oh, but the
I
earliest
don't know what you mean.
band-
Loser says what?
Don't. The earliest band I remember actually. I'm gonna be pausing a lot. This might be more painful for the listeners.
It'll be more painful for me because the listeners won't hear your silence, but I will.
But
My
the
first
very
band was
first
Black Eyed Peas.
the first band I ever really got into was Imagine Dragons.
When though? After what album? This is important.
This is like the Demons album.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is
That's
like-
okay.
this is-
That's okay. Okay.
This
That's
is
true.
early
respectable.
Imagine
That's
Dragons.
respectable. Yeah.
Jinx.
That's their
And-
first. That's their
and
first.
the Smoke and Mirrors album I really liked.
Yeah, there you go. That's good.
I think the last album I listened from them before I stopped, I listened to the
It would
that
be Evolve with Believer and
Evolve.
stuff.
yeah, I got
When-
Evolve with that one, and then I think Origins I also listened to.
Okay. Yeah.
When did you get into Pink Floyd and all that?
Pink Floyd was high school.
Oh, so
high
you
school
kinda-
I went through many different music phases.
Yeah, most of which I was avoiding. I thrust a lot of my music onto Brandon against his will, and I don't.
That's
Yeah.
how music taste gets passed around, though.
Well,
That's honestly
yeah,
how that works.
I don't think Brandon was super interested in Hamilton. the musical.
I know I wasn't. I
Sorry,
hated hearing Hamilton.
Sorry, Hamilton, an American musical.
I hated hearing Hamilton because I heard it all the time when it came out. Like,
I did
good.
not hear it until later.
It's good. It's good music. I appreciate it, but I don't appreciate walking down the one hallway my high school have, hearing everyone going, "Alexander Hamilton!" It's like, I hated it so much.
We are waiting in the wings for you.
Oh,
You
but
never
yeah,
back down.
just to go
Never learn
over.
to take your.
Just to
God.
go over
Alexander
a few.
Hamilton.
I had a Linkin Park phase. I had a
Everyone
Metallica.
had a
Shock.
Linkin Park
I
face.
had a Metallica
I did
phase.
not have a Linkin Park phase.
Well, there you go, Chris. Okay.
That's what not having a Linkin Park phase does for me.
I hope you get negative 1,000 points for that then. Damn it.
Jeez, oh, you're kidding. Oh man, 757 points.
Well, the reason I mean, I knew like one or two songs here or there because they were popular, like Shadow of the Day,
In the
which was like, which that song is still fantastic. I love that song. But like in high school, I never like connected the dots when people were mentioning it. I was like, I've never heard of Linkin Park before.
But yeah, that's what transitioned me into metal and heavy metal. I really got into Metallica. I really got into Iron Maiden. I really got into just other heavy metal bands, and so yeah, that happened. And then yeah, Pink Floyd was.
Your turn.
Pink Floyd was another phase. Let's see what happens.
Negative, damn it.
I'll take the small sum. 168.
The small loan of 160 points.
Yeah. But yeah,
Took me a second to process.
But yeah, then I really got into just video game soundtracks and movie soundtracks.
Brandon over here listening to 8-Bit Mario, just like, yeah.
I do. I listen to the Super Mario Galaxy
Peaches,
soundtrack
peaches,
every
peaches,
now and then
peaches,
because
peaches.
the Windy Garden Galaxy theme is so nostalgic for me and actually makes me tear up every now and then when I listen to it because of that. Super Mario Galaxy was my first ever video game I finished.
Have you
Wow.
guys seen it's like gone all over TikTok now, but have you seen the video of freaking John Cena after he was on that one talk show listening to K-pop, and they take out the audio and he screened, so he just puts on the headphones and he just starts bobbing around. That's Brandon listening. That's Brandon listening to the 8-bit for the track from Mario Galaxy. He just puts it on, just like starts bobbing his head a little bit. That's what I picture. I love that. I love that thing.
Yeah,
it
takes.
So
I feel like it takes a lot for me to like cry through media. Not necessarily books. I feel like books can make me cry better than like movies or like music ever really could. But the closest, I mean, to be fair, when I do, it's because like I put like headphones on and I just listen to it on repeat and just like disassociate and think of the most like depressing thing possible.
Yeah, that's what's
like
up.
this soundtrack
that's how
my life. So like I'll be like listening to like again Shadow of the Day by Linkin Park, and I'll just be thinking about like Brandon dying of cancer. I'm just like, like that's what I'm saying. Like I've done this while I'm like sitting next to him too. Yeah, you think I'm just like thinking happy thoughts on like road trips and stuff? No, I'll be sitting right next to Brandon being like, Brandon's dying. My family's dying. My mom got hit by a car. No, yeah, no, some dark places I go. But anyway, happy thoughts. Let's go back to music. Avril Lavigne, man.
That's also like where I got my music taste. My mom listens to a lot of rock music, 70s, 80s rock.
Yeah, so does my mom.
And it would be road trips all the time, car rides. What? Okay.
Steven finally gets some points.
What do you mean finally? Not? I just accumulate a lot of things, and I'm gonna lose it all. Take it from me! Do it! Do it!
Ooh! Okay. Oh wow! Okay, random number generator is favoring the positive side of things. It gave Steven 780 points. I think that's just leading. I think that's build up for.
It's build up for when it
eventually
takes it
getting
all away. But yeah, it would be car trips. I went on a lot of different like showcases for college because I wanted to play soccer in college. So I went on a lot of different showcases on the West Coast. Drove around all the time.
How great
and,
that worked out.
It would have, but for reasons I will
It
get
would
into
have, but
a
it didn't.
later date. I can get into those reasons on a later date.
You took an arrow to the knee.
Yeah, but yeah, let's say that for now. That's
Used to be
what's
an adventurer like you until I took an arrow to the knee.
that's what's canon right now. I used to be a soccer player like you until I took an arrow to the knee. But yeah, she would just bring her iPod because you would lose service and whatnot, and just play the same like 130 different 70s 80s rock music on
As
the
she
way.
should.
I was all for it, and when I actually got when I started learning guitar, and I got an electric guitar, and I was like, okay, I need to learn how to play riffs and melodies and stuff like that. And the hill I die on, as far as rock music, is where people learn how to master their music. That's music. I will die on the hill because if you look at how to do those things. And a lot of those things that people don't realize is that some of those riffs and solos are just improv on an instrument. A lot of different melodies and just slight little solos are people understanding music theory and their instrument so well that they can just do that, and it blows my freaking mind.
I've heard so many people in high school who knew how to play guitar just constantly playing the Smoke on the Water riff on the bass.
Okay, bass riffs are cool too, but it's a little bit easier to
What's
do
the name of that thing? It's like a piano and
accordion.
You blow into it. You blow into it.
You blow into the. Oh wait, I actually know the name of this. Let me look it up.
But anyway, while you're looking the name up, there used to be this kid who would bring it every single fucking day in high school.
It's melodica.
He would bring a melodica to school every single day, and every single day it was just the exact same 3 riffs from the same 3 songs over and over and over and over.
The melodica is so cute. I love it.
And then he transferred away for some reason.
On a music scholarship.
Yeah, no, I bet.
Sean tried to teach me piano because I wanted to learn how to play piano, and
Sean knows how to play piano.
He's really good at it. Have you
That doesn't shock me. He's Asian.
No,
okay,
every
time before everybody comes at me for being racist, every time I compliment him on something, that's exactly what he says. Oh, it's because I'm racist. Because my mom would beat me otherwise. Oh, it's because I'm Asian. It's because my mom's Asian. It's because I'm from an Asian family. It's
Sorry, but the first time you said it, you said Sean said because he was racist. You didn't say because I'm Asian. You said because I'm racist.
What?
The first time you said it's because I'm racist.
Oh, I said it's not because I'm racist is what I meant to say.
Oh, okay. It just hit me like a rock. I was like, whoa.
I did?
Yeah, it's because I'm racist. And then
I
you
am
go and
not
say because
racist.
I'm Asian. Because it's what? Just
I meant I am not racist. No, he literally says that all the time. He'll just be like, which is funny because he'll say he's Asian all day, every day, and then ignore his white father.
Everybody gets points.
All right.
Shout out to you, Sean. Come back as a guest anytime.
401. But yeah, while I'm adding this to the scoreboard, yeah, no, Sean's really good at piano.
You know what? Let's do another one. Let's see how many points Sean has. Just for him.
You want me to give Sean his own section?
No.
Absolutely. Every time we're talking about Sean and it pauses. But I don't know. I'm tired. What's the next topic?
Yeah, I could talk about music forever.
I know.
I love music now.
Well, I figured we could talk about for our next topic. Any interesting? Okay.
Brandon,
yeah, you spend forever. We could talk about really interesting. Obviously, it was gonna end on you. It's like you were killing time.
Brandon was gonna take 6 minutes to talk.
our next topic is stories of interesting things that have happened on your school field trips.
All right, Grace. So this one's yours. So
Honestly, my life isn't really that interesting. Oh, actually, I have one. I have one. Okay, because I was thinking like elementary, middle school. This is the one. I was gonna say one and only. That's not true. This is one of 2 field trips that I went on for my school. One was for the first one was freshman year, where we walked somewhere to
nice.
do community service.
Oh, fun.
And then the second one was a trip to Disneyland for our theater/choir, but that's not important right now. The first one is, like I said, we had to walk there, and it was like it was run by the Sacramento Food Bank, but it was a clothing closet. So essentially, we helped see, there I am, essentially again. We helped organize clothes. There was a little playpen for kids, but it had been like a really toxic, like not even toxic. It had been like a dumping ground for like random garbage and stuff. So there were like tats and things in it too. Like people just, it was like trash. So we cleaned that up and we organized the toys and whatever. But what was so memorable about this trip is we kind of are in a ghetto area around the school, and it was in this is kind of gonna reveal where we went to school, but it's fine. We went to Christian Brothers, and so
You mean John Catholic?
no, John Catholic was Brandon's middle / elementary school.
K through 8. Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah.
So Oak Park is the general area of where Christian Brothers is. And so it's kind of a rougher area, and our excuse for being there is, oh, that's where we're most needed in the community. And sure, yeah, we do a lot of community service in the area, but everybody there hates us. Because we're like privileged. They think that we're like privileged rich kids, and they don't want us there, which fair enough.
Fair.
But anyway, so we're walking, and my guidance counselor's there, my religion teacher's there, and we're at a crosswalk waiting to cross, and this like beat up red truck speeds across the intersection, yells, "Welcome to Oak Park, bitch!" Directly at us.
Ooh. That one kind of happened while we were laughing, but Grace talked after, so I don't know.
That's fine. We can just call it a draw if you want.
We all get this number, can we?
But I mean, that would be interesting.
I don't know.
All right. Anyways, just hit the button.
Yeah. No, my guidance counselor was like, "This has never happened. I don't know what to do." So we just pretended it didn't happen.
As one would.
Yeah.
I went to a middle school like youth group essentially at my church, and it would work where you would move up through the youth group and you would go to different like basically classes as you got older. So you would have specific sections for each grade, and the 6th graders got to go on a mission trip. Sorry, it was the 8th graders. It was the 8th graders. The 8th graders got to go on a mission trip. And the 8th graders, it was just the 8th grade class, and it happened every year. It was funded by the church, and you would go to somewhere in Sacramento, and it was like a food pantry thing, and it was like an overnight thing. I think it was 2 nights. So we left on a Friday, got there, stayed the night on Saturday, and we left on a Sunday. And I have to. Oh, all right.
All right, Steven.
What happens if it goes off if like no one's talking?
It's whoever talked last.
All right.
Oh, we're
I'm
still
getting
in the
points.
positive. Still in the
Yay.
positives. Great.
Let's
Steven
go.
203.
Okay. But anyways, yeah, we stayed for 2 nights, left on the Sunday. And I have to preface that for most of this story is told to me. as something that I did. I don't recall all of it, but I know that people have told me that this happened. So when I was younger, I sleptwalked a lot, and I didn't remember it. I have problems sleeping still as like an adult, but I have different problems. I don't sleepwalk anymore. I just have insomnia. I did sleepwalk all the time as a kid, and essentially I had sleptwalked. We all slept like we stayed at a church, and we stayed in like the lobby that they had just transformed into like a spot for all of us to stay. We just all slept on the floor. There was like, I don't know, 16 of us maybe, and then we had like two counselors. So we all just kind of slept on the floor in the lobby. And apparently, at one point in the night, this is what I do know. I had sleptwalked into the cathedral. I don't know how, because the cathedral was locked. The lobby, every part of the church was locked. And I had somehow managed to be in the cathedral. And I know this because I woke up on the floor in front of their altar, looked around, and was like, where? And I was just like looking around, and then I've wandered back. The door was open. That was supposed to be locked. And so I just walked back out into the lobby and went back to sleep. And this is where I no longer have memory of what happened and what I did, but apparently about an hour later, I would estimate, one of my friends woke up to noise, and I had been like turning over furniture in my sleepwalking, or like moving
Just
furniture.
wrecking the whole.
I was making so much noise, apparently, just moving furniture and knocking shit over, and apparently he had been watching me this whole time for about 20 minutes messing with furniture. I had apparently walked over to one of my classmates, right? And I stood above them for like a minute, bent over and slapped them across the face, and then went back and laid down and never moved, apparently.
Do you recall what dream you were having?
No, because another thing is that I don't remember my dreams. I have dreams, I react to them, but I don't remember them. The only dreams that I actually do remember are lucid ones or nightmares. So that means that I was dreaming a normal thing.
You literally slapped the
That's
shit
literally
out of
me, though.
someone.
I only remember things that are so beyond crazy that like I remember them because it's funny that they were that weird, or like terrible nightmares. I just remember the nightmares.
Super relatable. Like I feel like when I go to sleep, it's like a video game. I don't ever feel rested. Like you know, it's like Minecraft. You like lay down, boom, it's like the next day.
The phantoms are gone.
No, literally, but no, my dreams are super weird because like I think I've mentioned previously, when I wrote, I said I like plagiarized myself, and that's when I wouldn't call it lucid, but like I can give vague suggestions. It's like you're watching improv. You can shout out suggestions, and they may or may not take them,
and it may or may not happen.
It's like I can't control anything, but I have an inner dialogue, and I'd be like, it'd be crazy if they did this, and sometimes I do it.
Like, that Shark Boy Lava Girl scene where he's just like, just get us out of here. Boat shows up.
Yeah, no.
Banana float boat. It's like, huh?
Exactly.
No, if you want to learn more about our weird sleep tactics, go check out the second episode of the first season
on the Third Wheel Podcast on any and all podcast streaming platforms.
But
that's right, I'm plugging in on our
podcast
platform.
in the podcast.
Exactly.
Boom, podcastception. But
exactly, you're welcome.
Oh, Grace, that's you. That was you.
Alright. Boom. Dang, 814 points. Wow, we are still yet to have.
We had one negative.
That's not true. I had twice.
Yeah, Grace had
I got negatives twice.
I'm in like a while though. Yeah.
You're still at like 7,000 though, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
But also this is the funniest part about all of this, right? This is for you guys purely, and I'm gonna bleep this out for the people at home just because I don't feel like giving a name. The person I slapped my ex-girlfriend at the time now.
Oh.
That's so funny.
That's how I knew her, was through all of this church stuff, and she was the person I just slapped across the face.
Okay, but is there anybody who thought that you were lying and that you were awake?
I didn't tell this story. I didn't know that this part happened. My friend told me that he saw what was going on because he woke up to me making a whole bunch of noise. The only part that I actually remember from this story was waking up in the cathedral, because that's just, I woke up and
Why
I
did
wandered
he
back
just
into
let
the-
you leave?
What?
How did he just let you leave if he remembers you moving furniture?
No, this is beforehand. I
Oh.
walked into the cathedral, walked back after I woke up from being, woke up in the cathedral, walked back and went back to
Did you
bed.
tell anybody that you were in the cathedral?
No, because honestly, at that
How
point in
did you
time,
get
I
in?
didn't think that it was. I thought I was just dreaming. I figured I had
Wow.
just dreamed and was just like, I'm gonna walk back. But no, no, I had walked into the cathedral because of not remembering everything else that happened last night. I knew that I wasn't dreaming when I walked into the cathedral, because I'm not gonna just remember waking up in the cathedral and then not just making a shit bunch of other things happen, because that's the weird stuff that if that happened in a dream I would remember. But yeah, this is all after the cathedral part is all what was told to me by one of my friends who woke up from me making a bunch of noise and then just saw me slap her across the face and then go back to bed.
Co-ed forming. That's
She was on the other. I think that was Grace.
Yeah, I think Grace got
Was
it at
it?
the very
Because
last
you started at the end.
at the very tip end of your sentence. I think it went off.
Please don't be negative.
49
I'll take it.
points.
Okay, I'll take it.
49. But
Alright,
no,
still positive.
the girls were on the other side of the lobby. It was a relatively big lobby. It was a big church. There was like 6 of us guys, 6 of the girls. I think it was split pretty even, actually. So yeah, she was on the other side of the thing, and
I
there were
know
counselors
that.
there too. So
I know what you mean though, when like you just wake up and you feel like you're still dreaming. That's how I
where
felt.
am I?
That's how I felt when the fire alarm went off here in 3
I
in
will
the
say
morning.
I have never experienced that before. I have my dreams can be very realistic and I'm still aware of whether or not I'm dreaming.
It's a luxury that
Like
you have.
it's like a thing, like I said, it's like I'm like a spectator to my dreams. I can't lucid dream. So when I do, it's like it's like live TV with that side thing that nobody really wants and is really annoying, where everyone can comment in real time. That's
You're on a
kinda
live
like what I
stream.
have. No, that's like exactly what I have. But something about it seems off. Like in my dreams, nothing is exactly as it is in real life. Something is different. Something's off. Like it
Yeah.
can never be like to scale. Like for example, I used to have dreams that I was at my elementary/middle school, but the thing is it would be super like elongated. Like it'd be way bigger than it actually is in real life.
Mm.
Just like proportionally. It's like stuff like that, like where something just doesn't add up.
Yeah.
Weirdly
You know?
enough, I've had
Also, if I'm just randomly somewhere and I'm like, where am I? That's a great tell. Unless you're Steven.
Unless you're Steven, who's fallen asleep at a concert, woken up in a church, fallen asleep on a bus.
Wakes up in a cathedral. But the thing is, in my dreams, I don't wake up. I like remember like mid plot point. Like I either remember like mid plot point, or like I start remembering, or like that's just where it starts. I don't know. Like I don't know how I got here, but ooh, this looks interesting. Like flipping channels, and you're like, wait a minute. That that looks cool.
There's 2 moons. Oh, what's
Yeah,
over there?
weirdly enough, I have had a lot of dreams that have taken place at my older schools and stuff like that, and it's so weird.
Well, it's familiarity. Like think of it. Like we have spent so much of our lives at school. You know, like comparatively, I have spent like obviously the most being at my home. Second, probably would have been my elementary, middle school to this
Mhm.
day is where I spend the most amount of time.
Yeah, especially if
Like,
you
I-
went to the same
it's-
school the whole time.
I
Yeah.
did K through 8th. I went to the same school, so that's like 8-10 years of just being in the same place every single day, 5 days a week.
Yeah, most of my lucid school dreams came from me being at my middle school too. It would be related to like the front of the school where recess was all the time. That would be where all the weird things happened. Walk outside of the school and nothing would be the same.
I had an irrational fear of zombies. I don't know what it is. I think the idea of like just dead people made me really, really uncomfortable, and so I also didn't like the idea of them like eating me alive too. Didn't like
Fair
that.
enough. So then you
But,
became
yeah.
the cannibal in our
So, like-
forest series.
So like, no, I know, but like as a kid, okay.
All right. 34.
Really
34
raking in
points.
the points. Really
All
good.
right. It's all positive.
So I'd be better, and then I'd be like, oh, I'm not scared. They're not scary. And then my sister would like, I'd walk in on my sister like watching The Walking Dead, and then I'd feel like I have to like throw up out of fear.
Hmm.
'Cause that's the one thing. Like I felt like I had to throw up during Hunger Games and Maze Runner and stuff, and I did throw up during I Am Legend. I feel like as a child I was like a fear puker, but it only happened with like really like dystopian movies.
Yeah,
So I don't know where that comes from.
maybe
But-
just dystopia in general.
Maybe just what? You just
May-
cut out,
I said maybe it's just dystopia in general.
Steven.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Is Grace
So-
dying?
What? Did I die?
Oh,
Can you
we
hear
we
me?
can hear you.
Yeah?
I can
Okay.
hear you.
Brandon,
I
were you
said
able
I-
to hear me the whole time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I was like, Steven, you cut out, and then I didn't hear anything.
Oh, okay. I said maybe it's just dystopian societies for you in general. And that's
I
just your
heard-
fear.
Maybe it's just. I just
Did-
heard the.
Brandon, do you want to relay it?
No, but like I said, so weirdly enough, a lot of the dreams that took place at my school were like me in a zombie apocalypse. And maybe it's because like I thought that was like a safe area because we had like those gates, like it was a gated area
hmm
as well. So I was, even though the entire inside was infested with zombies too. But there'd be like one safe spot, like in the middle of the most random place, like the concrete in the middle of like between like the cafeteria and like the basketball courts, and it'd be like a random ass bed. I'd be like, oh, I gotta make it to the bed.
I gotta sleep till the monsters go away. Oh no!
Grace's luck caught off with her. She got negative 895
Wow.
points.
Oh no!
That's nice.
Ooh,
Oh,
Anyway,
yeah.
but it's kind of weird because my weird thing about zombies, even though I was afraid, somehow that didn't extend to Left 4 Dead because I loved that game.
Interesting. Yeah.
And it didn't trigger that fear at all. So I don't know. Maybe I was just really pick and choosy.
Well, also in Left 4 Dead, you have like you do have. Oh my god! I just said like
I did not even catch that, so it's funny.
He's an honest man.
Okay, I'll take negative 86 points. Oh.
This
Okay,
is a load of
anyways.
barnacles.
Anyways, but I think Left 4 Dead 2, you're also just given an arsenal to help murder zombies, so you're also actively killing your fear.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Anyways, Brandon, what about you? Weird field trip stuff.
I in 6th grade we went to Marin Headlands on the coast of California.
This is the
and-
Bay Area. Vaguely for anyone that doesn't live in California or the US.
or in our country.
But there's a few things. I mean, there's this one kid in the cafeteria. They were really fond of serving ghost peppers to people.
What?
Or I don't
Yummy.
know if they're
I went to
ghost
the
pep-
Marin Headlands and I was never served a ghost pepper. What
Probably
the hell?
because of what Brandon's about to tell us in his story.
and obviously I could not handle spicy things. I ate those hot Cheetos and I just died.
Yeah, Brandon
So
can't handle a chip.
I steered clear from
I
those.
couldn't handle those until like senior year of high school.
Brandon
I was
still
weak.
can't handle.
I can handle them better.
You can't
but,
handle how
man,
white
still-
he is.
Damn.
See, I couldn't handle spice until I started telling people I was Mexican. No, I'm kidding. I mean, I am, but you know, keep it to yourself.
But there's this one kid, and he's
Just you, me,
and
and all of our podcast streamers between us.
and he's sitting there, and he says, "Oh, I can eat a lot of these." So this man proceeds to eat about 10 or so
Jesus
in a
Christ,
row.
his ass must be like.
And he breathes fire. The smell like
His booty
just.
cheeks
Oh, I just
fire.
said. Oh, said it again.
I didn't even hear you over the sound of Grace talking about ass.
No.
Yes.
My
Negative
points.
606 points.
Look, all I'm saying is that shreds your insides. It really does.
No, he breathes.
That
He-
ass.
if you were near him, you just.
Hey, Brandon, you get points.
Yeah, you just smell of fire.
You next to him, you burst into flames.
Alright. Ooh, okay. Okay, I'll take it.
I really wanted that to be.
887.
I really wanted that to be negative. I
Look,
really
it's
wanted that. Really wanted you just to lose more points right there.
Point I wanted to make earlier. I wanted you guys to have an opportunity to get points, but when we were talking about lucid dreaming, when I first discovered that was a thing, I actively tried to.
Take it all! Take it all away! The exact amount. Be negative. Just put a negative sign in front of it. Damn it.
550.
Take it all away.
But when I first discovered that lucid dreaming was a thing, I totally looked up methods to help basically cause yourself to basically induce a lucid dream. So one of the methods was just create a habit of trying to push one of your hands inside the other one. And because obviously it is meant to be a tactical or whatever, so that if you're dreaming and your hand actually goes through your other hand, it's supposed to be a kind of a wake up call sort of thing,
Hey, you said like again.
I did.
You had a much more complicated way of doing it. For me personally, the way I tell the way I can tell I'm dreaming, if I even am, is you can't read in dreams. And so I just try to read anything. And if I do try to read something or focus on something to read it, I wake up immediately. I don't know why. Like, I don't know if that's probably just a me thing specifically.
I think so.
I mean, overall,
Yeah.
it's like a common thing that most people can't read in dreams, though. Like, unless your character's like reading it, like character I say as if it's a movie. Because again, I see things like I can literally like be myself in a dream and then switch between first person and third person, like point of view. But no, whoever's like talking, unless they're like reading out loud, like if you're trying to read like a clock or like a sign or whatever, you can't really read it because your brain isn't like awake. But
Sure.
anyway, the waking up, if you try to read things, that's probably just me because my brain is working overtime and it's like, get up. Like it's like a jerk
My
awake
brain's
because you're using
just-
your brain too much to be asleep for me, probably is what's happening.
Maybe.
My brain's too stubborn, and when I couldn't read something in the dream, I got really frustrated and just didn't think more of it.
Dear neurosurgeons of Reddit.
Jake.
Oh my god.
Eventually.
Is he going in the neurosur?
He is. He's a brave soul.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right, Steven. All right.
Take it from me.
Ooh.
Take it.
Oh,
Take it off.
dude, you got negative 491
That's
points.
rough, buddy.
All right, Brandon, you have to do a speed round now.
Speed round.
Speed round our next topic. You don't have to change the time, but
okay.
just like our next round is speed round because we're nearing that. We're nearing that.
Okay.
We're always nearing the end.
Yeah, you gotta cut it out at some point.
So this is gonna be our last one.
Yes.
Probably.
Your mom was
Alright,
the
well,
last one.
I had some
just,
other backup
like-
ones, but not as extensive.
Like?
too.
Like?
They weren't as extensive as the other topics, so it's alright
Okay.
if we don't get to them. But the last one I at least wanted to touch on is what is the future of this podcast, guys? Are we gonna keep doing games? Are we gonna go back to telling topics, or is we just gonna kind of wing it?
Bro, we've been winging it this whole time. What makes
We
you think
have
that we're
been
gonna
winging it.
start having a plan?
We have been winging it this whole time. The very
Some-
first episode, Grace asked for us to do like a quick script through the intro, and the next episode we just didn't use the intro.
Yeah,
So-
no, I thought we were gonna at least have like a more scripted intro and outro, which just ended up not happening. But I
Yeah.
was just like, whatever. This whole thing just started as like a way for Steven to like practice his editing skills.
No, I just
Oh.
wanted to do a podcast.
Really?
Yeah,
I
I
thought you
was
just
not.
wanted.
No, I was not joking when I was like, "Who wants to do a podcast with me?" I wanted to do a podcast.
Oh my god, that's right. You just did like an Instagram poll.
I
Huh?
said I posted on Instagram. I posted it to the close friends. It was specific people
Oh.
who could actually view it. But I was like, "Who wants to do a podcast with me?" Because funnily
What
enough,
if I alone? What if Brandon wasn't here? Would you have done a podcast with me alone?
well, you said yes, and I said, "Do you want to see if Brandon wants to get in on it?" And you were just like, "Let me check," and he was just like, "Sure."
I thought I said yes for him. I was like, he doesn't get a say.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Well,
you did say yes for
I
it.
just remember getting a text from Steven Bean just saying
You're in the podcast now.
Get on
Just-
podcast time.
just saying, Brand. I think your words were like, ah. Okay, I'll take that negative 94. Anyways, I just remember the words being Brandon podcast.
Brandon, podcast now.
Brandon, we're doing a podcast, and
Yeah.
you're gonna be a part of it against
But
your
the
will.
reason we wanted to do a podcast is because Eric and I were talking about doing a podcast, and we talked to Dylan, Tegan, and Miquez about doing it, and we formulated like these whole things. It was gonna be a more scripted, organized thing. We were gonna do different like segment stuff that we would substitute in and out all the time. That way, that like the actual episode wouldn't be about one specific thing. There would be just
Mhm.
different segments throughout it, and each one of us would be in charge of coming up with different segments and whatnot.
Wow. That did
we
not
would-
happen with us. We
No,
came
well,
up with
we-
a topic in like 10 minutes, like an
Yeah.
overall theme of what the third wheel. We came up with a name and a topic in like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
By the
Yeah,
way,
we
that was
were-
me. I named the third wheel podcast.
This is true. I liked 3% milk though. That was funny.
Oh my gosh, did we ever tell them? Can we name this episode 3% milk?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, no, if you made it to the end, originally the podcast is going to be called 3% milk.
Up until the very end, like
Yeah.
While Brandon's finding points, that was going to be the name.
Ooh.
That was going to be the
Negative
name
on
of the podcast for a very long time. We were settled on 3% milk right until the end, where Grace was just like, "What about third wheel?" And I was just like,
Well, no,
perfect.
because well, it was third wheel, and then Brandon wanted to do tripod, and we had to explain to him why that is not okay or appropriate.
I didn't know that was
Brandon
a
didn't know
term
what that
for other
meant.
things.
But yeah,
But then-
anyways.
Because the original concept for this was to try and see if we could like pretend to see like who is dating who. We could be like, oh, who's secretly the third wheel here? Like,
There was
is
like
it
a
me and
secret
Steven
third
dating?
wheel,
Is it
yeah.
me and Brandon? Is it Brandon and Steven?
Is it
Like-
Brandon and Steve? I love that part. That was the funny bit.
I know,
But-
so I was like, we can like guess who the third wheel is as we're like talking about topics and stuff, and then I was like, nah, like let's
Yeah.
not do that. And then
But-
it ended up just being who's the third wheel in general.
Yeah. We stumbled our way into it, but the podcast that Eric and I were figuring out with everyone else was like way more organized, and we were actually super stoked about doing it. Tegan also was like really stoked about doing it. Dylan was like, and I don't want to do this anymore. Right as we were about to start recording an episode, just dipped out. And
Shock.
Mikez, when we were recording the episode, was playing Valorant the whole time.
Oh, I remember you
And
mentioned
he
that.
also didn't bring like we all had to come up with a topic for two different things. We had to come up with a topic for one thing, and then come up with a topic come up with a secondary idea for another segment, just in case like someone's primary topic didn't end up working, or like wasn't long enough or something like that. Mikez didn't do either, and then was just playing Valorant the whole time. And it pissed Eric and I off so much that we just didn't even like try to do it again, even though we were both like, we want to do this. So like a week later, I was like, who wants to do a podcast? And that's what happened with it.
To be fair, I feel like there are times where I'm most definitely not paying attention.
Oh, absolutely. It comes and goes.
Yeah, my attention span is very short.
So is everyone's. But
I'm
yeah.
just in and out. Like I will like pick and choose. Like I said, referencing the beginning, I have a severe problem called selective listening.
It all comes full circle. But no, to answer your question, Brandon, the podcast will continue to be an improvised thing where we make up shit as we go along, because you know what? That's where the good
That's
bits
literally an improvise. That's literally like half the time when we're improvising. The introduction.
form.
Literally just say it's just shit we make up.
Yeah. We
talk
decide
about whatever we
and then we
wanna.
make each other hate each other based off of whatever we come up with. Yeah.
That
Like
or
the bit
into
about your
whatever.
dad trying to kill you wouldn't have existed if we didn't improvise things. That bit wouldn't exist.
You know what?
Okay.
I miss 3% milk.
Well, you missing 3% milk just got you negative 720
That
Okay.
sucks, bro. That's
Okay,
Did you make
one
that
more.
5,000?
There'll be one more round of this.
Do you have another topic that you want to talk about? Is that why, or
So how about the current events, guys?
what do you mean about current
no,
events?
tell me, Brandon, what specific current events? I would like to know how caught up you are on current events.
Well, I don't. I do things.
Yeah.
I go to college.
I
learn
and
things.
and thinking is not better than just saying like.
Well, I'm not saying that words, and that was the conditions for myself. So,
So, what do you think of the fact that Biden is running for re-election? He made the official announcement.
This is not because this is not
Exactly.
stated
Exactly.
because
No.
I didn't
no.
know this.
No.
I didn't know.
Exactly.
I
You're
didn't know
so
he announced
behind.
that.
So why would you ask about current events if you don't even
I
know
don't
what's
know.
current?
I just want someone to either win or lose at 5,000.
I will say this: no matter what your political stance is, if you don't think that it's absolutely fucking absurd that the main two contenders for president are over 75 years old.
No, that's what I
You're
was
out of your
gonna.
mind.
That's what I was gonna say. I don't say this because I don't like Biden or any political stance whatsoever. I'm surprised the man is still moving.
Yeah, I mean, and Trump, like, don't get me wrong, Trump is just as old. I think the whole, like, dementia thing is just a way of bullying Biden for his, like, stammer. Like, granted, do I think he's the most eloquent, whatever? No, but Trump is just as old. Like, I don't know why they think that those, like, 4 or 5 years make that much of a difference when you're already in your 70s.
Outside of the fact that it's like immature and no one should be like making these comments at all, I think it's hilarious, the back and forth banter of fucking Sleepy Joe and the Orange Man. I love it so much.
It's like the last 8 years have just been like a showdown, and for what reason? Why? I'm tired.
So is Sleepy Joe.
Shut up. What was? Oh my god! What was the name of that guy? I feel like I should remember because he was so
Mitt Romney.
He ran in. No, he ran in 2008. He ran in 2016. He was
Bernie
he was
Sanders.
the guy. No, he was really controversial because he proposed universal income.
Oh, yeah.
What was his name?
Andrew Yang.
Yes.
Andrew Yang! Yang
Mr.
Gang!
Mr. Yang and the Yang Gang, yeah.
Bro, oh my god, no, I was tripping over that, man. I was laughing so hard. I'm sorry, that's just not feasible with our current, like,
No,
government
that's
system.
That's not how that. That's just completely changing the government. That's not.
Yeah, it's an interesting
there's-
concept if you don't live in America and
That
use
was
our system of governing.
there were 50 years of hovering over a red button between America and Russia to talk about why America doesn't think that that's okay. 50
Yeah.
years of a standoff, and then 20 years after that standoff, 30 years after that standoff ended, this guy is just like, but what if? Hear me out.
So Brandon, what about those current events, huh? How do you feel about our current state with Russia? Huh? Do you even know where we stand with Russia?
Well, I know enough.
Hey Brandon, did you
to
hear
know
that
I
Russia
know.
finally took Ukraine?
That didn't happen.
Huh? What'd you say?
We don't promote misinformation on this.
Okay, I wanted to see how like far gone you were.
Brandon was like, oh, okay.
Brandon's
Sucks-
like,
sucks,
hey. He's like, my family watches Fox News. I would have heard about this.
I don't watch the news.
I said my family watches
my
Fox News.
my family, my family.
Which is true, they do.
Grace became a mob boss while imitating
Speaking
Brandon.
of,
My family.
who's that one guy from Fox News?
Who's that Pokemon?
Something Carlson.
Tucker Carlson
Tucker
from
Carlson.
Tucker, yeah, he got
News
fired.
and so did Don Lemon or whatever his name is
Yes.
from CNN.
How do you know that?
Reddit.
Yes.
Saving Grace. Reddit.
The absolute center of all news and information.
Hey, it's Grace.
All right, Grace.
That was almost the full 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Scared.
Drum roll. Ooh,
shit.
negative 1,072.
Wow.
Okay.
I don't want to
Wow.
play anymore.
I don't think. Well, it's a good thing we're ending the episode.
Actually, looking at the points, this might be kind of close because Grace did for a while was on a streak of positives. So I don't know.
No.
Yeah, but I basically backtracked everything I got.
Maybe we'll see. Brandon's tallying it up, so none of us know. Brandon, tally up your own first.
Tally up my own.
Yeah,
Yes.
dude, you're gonna be like 8,000 or something.
He did say he was going to skew it in his favor, so. I mean, to be fair, he did. But also he had
That's not
more.
skewing it. That's
he had-
handing it to him.
No, he had more chances to lose points technically than we did. We were based off of whoever was speaking. If Brandon said one word, he only lost points.
Mhm.
Like so.
I mean, I feel like it's easier to like kind of like change your wording around.
Clearly not. He lost. He lost it like 6 times.
Well, it's also Brandon doesn't talk nearly as much as we do.
Well, this was mostly too just so that you guys would get the points.
This is
and
true.
stuff,
It was
so-
orchestrated around us. So again, it's not about who wins. It's about who
Yes, it is.
loses. So
I
Brandon could have still lost, but like it's about which one of us loses and becomes the third.
Joe Mama.
got a
Sleepy Joe
total.
Mama.
Oh my
I-
god.
So yeah, I hit the negatives from saying like
Hey, hit it again. You
4 times. 4 times. For the sake of it, sure, I'll hit it again. Yikes! Negative 300.
You said yikes like Grace did just lose 4 times that.
Well, being that I just lost 328 points, I have a grand total of 7,901.
Which
Wow.
I'm assuming that neither Grace or I have more than 7,000 points.
All right, let me see. So, Grace, I'll go with Steven first because you have less.
I have less
point changes.
negatives. Yeah, I have less negatives.
First got 800.
This man whipped out a TI-84 calculator.
Yes, he did.
You first got 683 points. plus
Oh,
another
wow, to be an engineer.
760
Yeah, that's what
Plus-
helped me out here. Engineering.
I only
plus
needed to take statistics.
another
I don't
780
need in-depth
plus
math
another
courses because all I'm
202
doing is just shaping the minds of the future.
minus
I'm not doing anything crazy.
491, and then minus 100. That brings Steven to a total of 1,843 points.
Interesting. Given that Grace just lost about that much.
843?
Grace, huh?
You said he had 1,843?
Yep.
Okay.
Grace, you started off with negative 227. You got 740. You got
hmm
minus 160, plus 567, plus 665, plus 757, plus 401, plus 814, plus 49, plus 34.
Yeah, I'm gonna get like 200 or something. I'm not
Minus-
gonna get that much.
minus 895, minus 720, and then minus 1,072, bringing you to a total of 953.
There's
points.
no
What?
way! Oh my gosh, it was that last one that really just destroyed you.
If you didn't
Oh,
get that last one, it would have
no.
actually been really close.
Oh no.
Who would have won if I hadn't gotten the last one?
Would it still been me? Or no, it would have been Grace because I had 1,800. You would have had 1,000.
You're the one that kept hitting this stupid
Um,
thing.
If Grace didn't lose that
Way
last
after
one,
we
she
said
would
we
have
were
had
gonna stop.
2,025.
What? I just. I also
Brandon?
have selective
If
listening.
Grace didn't
Well,
lose that last,
Brandon
one.
kept hitting the thing. He's like, "Oh, this is the last one," and then he kept hitting it.
Well, I did the grand last one because I had the negative 5,000 and 5,000. I mean, if
That
you
makes
want,
no difference.
you can do it for
That
both
makes
of you
no
once.
sense. That
If
is
you,
blasphemy.
if you both are okay,
Wanna
we
know what
could
else
do
makes no
one
sense?
each for you guys.
Guys,
Do I want to throw my win up again into the face
You
of
wanna-
randomness?
do you want to know what else doesn't make any sense?
Why people aren't listening to the first episode on the Third Wheel podcast?
Absolutely. What else doesn't make sense is the lore of the game Raft, which we play together on Mr. Boatcraft on YouTube. We just finished it up, so go check it out.
Do that.
Do it now.
Do I want to toss up fate again into?
Oh wait.
You
Oh
wanna
hey
gamble?
guys, it's
You wanna
11:11.
gamble?
Make a wish.
I'm gonna. No, I need to make a. I need to consult my random number generator.
Wow.
Are you a gambling man, Steven?
We'll see.
I am a gambling woman.
Well, this isn't up to you.
Dude,
All right. One
have a
means
I have a lottery scratcher.
one means
addiction.
no. Two means yes.
I just like those little
No.
scratchers.
No. Random number generator says I do not want to put it up to fate. Random number generator says that I
What?
should take the win.
Well, obviously.
Well, I said yes or no, and it said no. So.
Well, that's just a contradiction in itself because you just put it up to fate.
Yeah.
To decide.
Well,
that
I
for
put it
you.
up to fate to decide if I should put it up to fate.
I know.
And fate told me I should not put it up to fate, so no.
Yeah, so you do hear the irony. Whatever.
Random number generator is making my decision for me.
Oh my gosh,
And
just
this-
pick who the third wheel's gonna be.
It's you.
Me?
Yeah, you lost.
You.
And if you had, if
I
you
thought
were a
that
gambling
meant
man,
because you won, you got to pick. I didn't know.
No, I think Brennan just said lowest amount of points is third wheel.
I wasn't listening.
If you were a gambling man, you would have gotten 2,777, and Grace would have gotten that, so you still would have won either
I should
way.
gamble. All right. Well, Grace, do you have a loser speech? I think she's
Fuck
selectively
you.
listening again.
Oh,
All right. My winner's speech is Sleepy Joe.
Sleepy
Anyways.
Joe Mo.
Yeah, exactly. Brandon, send us off without sending the word like or so.
If I do, then I'm automatically third wheel again.
You said it. You're still in charge, so you said it. Send us
Alright.
off.
I
Hey, you
forget
said
the
you
words
said
in
um!
You
between.
said You said
I said like if I said the
No,
word
we said like, so, or
I said say do the outro without saying like, so, or and you said if I
Oh,
do,
I
then I'll
was
become
I
your
was
third wheel.
referring to like just because that's what
Whoa,
I've
I'm
been
the only
doing.
one here that suffers from selective listening.
Selective.
Selective.
It's selective and neglective listening.
I said selective.
Fine.
I did.
Fine, I'll take into consideration of those words.
Fine,
now,
try it
but
again.
it's gonna be painful. What were the words again that I can say?
like, so, and
Okay. All right.
You can tell he just fought the urge to say so.
Yeah.
He's also fighting the words to say in between fighting the urge to say so he's just like, all right.
Insert words that are usually said in bridge to this next saying, but there's nothing wrong with being the third wheel unless you're bad.
I can't think of words to say that aren't like, so, or
As long as you're not bad at speaking words. And I don't want to be third wheel, so I'm ending this now.